Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another political episode. So, it is, of course, in our view, Election Day 2026. In this said scenario, we are going to do our United States House of Representatives prediction, and we are going, as of what it's looking like as of August 1st, 2025. Keep in mind, we are not counting the new districts that have not yet been codified. So we'll still have our previous 2024 map, no real changes, but obviously we can determine which way this race will go if we do have those maps in Ohio and those maps in Texas. So let's go ahead and get started. Starting off with the 7 o'clock hour where this pretty much will begin. You'll start getting a lot of these races called right away because you got a lot of states: Indiana, Kentucky, Virginia, South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. And also Vermont. So we'll go ahead and call Vermont is a hold for Democrats. We'll go ahead and call the Indiana districts. All of them will go for their respective parties. In Kentucky, all but one for Republicans. In Virginia, we can call all the said districts. No changes as of right now to this said map. This is your map. And you got South Carolina, all but one will be called. You got Georgia, which got there. And Florida. We can go ahead and make a projection in the state of Florida. All of them, we will say, will be holds for the two parties. All right, and it shouldn't surprise people right now that Republicans are leading, mainly because we are calling mostly red states, with exceptions to Vermont. But right now, Republicans are leading with 52 to Democrats with 24. Now, the maximum votes seats needed for the majority are 218. So this is your map, what it's looking like right now as we begin going into the 7:30 hour. Starting with the state of Ohio, all but two districts will be called. We'll go ahead and call the major Democrat and Republican districts. The two swing districts are too close to call. In West Virginia, we can make the call that two of those said seats will be called for Republicans. In North Carolina, we'll go ahead and make a projection in that state. Although all but one district will be called. That is the first district that will not be called yet. It is too close to call. And that is the 7:30 p.m. hour. Republicans still hold on to their lead with 74 seats. Democrats falling a little bit behind with 30 seats. However, a couple seats like Virginia, too, has been called for Republicans. I'm just calling the ones that I think will probably be Republican, probably be Democrat in the end of the day. Not really sure they're going to be tossed up. But let's go ahead and turn to the 8 o'clock hour. We got a handful of states being called, starting with the state of Maine, all but one, which means that only being Maine's first district. Maine's second district's way too close to call. In New Hampshire, we can go ahead and call the two districts. All the heavily gerrymandered state of Massachusetts, all will be carried by Democrats. Rhode Island, all carried by Democrats. Connecticut, same deal, all carried by Democrats. In New Jersey, we will make a projection. Thomas Keene, I want to believe, he will win that said seat pretty easily, although that's mainly because he is trending good numbers. So we'll go ahead and project it for him. Otherwise, this is no real changes to the map yet. Delaware, what we love to call Sarah McBride, he will win re-election. And in Maryland, we will make a projection that all but one district will go to Democrats. And of course, in Pennsylvania, we will go ahead and make a projection. Couple seats. Yep. Just all but 2 seats will be called. Republicans holding on to that seat. It's relatively pretty Republican now. It's really Ryan McKenzie's seat and Scott Perry's seat that are too close to call. And due to the said turnout, it could very much impact how this race is going to take place there. But we're looking next year going to the state of Alabama. All but 2 will go for Republicans. Tennessee, all but 1 will go for Republicans. Okay? In Mississippi, all but 1, once again, will go for Republicans. In Michigan, all but 1 will be called by our source. Here, we'll even call John James District. We do believe that that district will be Republican at the end of the night. But the one district, Tom Barrett's seat, I want to believe that's his name, that is too close to call at the said hour. And that brings us to, of course, Illinois. Spaghetti all over the place. Democrat gerrymandering at its finest. We'll go ahead and call all of them, which obviously makes Illinois very uncontested. Not really a state that Republicans eye too much. Missouri, also not that contested. Go ahead and make those projections. Kansas, all but 1 for Republicans. In Oklahoma, all of which will be called. In Texas, we will go ahead and make a projection because of the said status of the redistricting. We are doing the current map situation. As of right now, I do think that Democrats and Republicans will hold their seats in Texas, which does benefit Democrats to a certain degree. It's very likely that Republicans will redistrict. They already got a map. It has to go through the House of Representatives and into the state legislature in order to get approved. All of which I do think the changes will be successful. And then we can even do a simulation afterward if the said simulation is successful and what that would look like if that said prediction were to go forward. But I believe we got our states called for the 8 o'clock hour. Republicans still leading with 150 seats. Remember, 218, they're over halfway to the majority. Democrats with 113. All right. Arkansas, 8:30 will be called, all of which will be Republican seats. To be fair, Arkansas is pretty gerrymandered for Republicans. Next, coming up is the 9 o'clock hour. We have New York, Louisiana, and the Great Plains. Starting with New York, we'll go ahead and call all but 2 being contested. Whoops. Call this district for Republicans. It's supposed to be for Democrats. And Swazie's seat will be called. We'll go ahead, because he's relatively popular, well liked in the district. We do believe he will win. In Long Island, you just have the 4th district, and Mike Lawler's district are too close to call at this time. In Louisiana, all districts will be called for the respective parties. All right. We go to the state of Wisconsin. All but 1 will be called. That is the 3rd district. Victor Van Orden, I want to believe his name is. Van Orden. His seat is too close to call. We'll see if he makes it through. In Minnesota, all the seats will be called. 4 seats for each party. And finally, in Iowa, we can make a projection that all but one will be called. Nebraska, we can project that make our first flip. Democrats will win and flip the current holder. I'm blanking on his name. How am I blanking on his name? Yeah, the Republican in that district. He's not running for re-election. Democrats. This is pretty much a blue district with Omaha included inside. We believe that Democrats will pick that up. In order for Democrats to win, remember, they need a net worth of at least +3, okay? They need a net worth of at least 3 seats. So, and that's going to be somewhat of a challenge, seeing that Republicans do have opportunities to flip Maine. And the Lake Erie district, District 9, this district, or District 13, they can flip. So they have a lot of opportunities. Let's go ahead and call the Dakotas. Those obviously going for Republicans. Wyoming. All but one district will be called in the state of Colorado. The gerrymandered state of New Mexico will be all for Democrats. And we'll go ahead and touch Arizona and call those said districts. All but 2 will be called. And there you guys have it. I want to believe, are we missing any? I don't think we are, but this is pretty much it. We are over halfway through. Republicans with 188 seats. Democrats with 150 seats. All right? It's now 10 p.m. We are ready to make some projections at this said time. Let's start off with calling the state of Montana. Those 2 districts for Republicans. The gerrymandered state of Utah, as Democrats would like to remind us about, that's going Republican. And the very gerrymandered state of Nevada, going to both. All right, and we'll go ahead and do our part and call some swing districts. And starting off first, we go ahead and project a flip in the state of Maine. We can declare that Mr. I want to believe it's Mr. Lodge or Mr. Paul or something like that. He will win. He's the former Paul LePage. Why am I saying Lodge? Paul LePage. Yes, he's going to be the new district. He will be the next representative of Maine's 2nd district. So you got the districts flipping around on where it's supposed to be. Maine 2nd, very Republican. Nebraska's 2, very Democratic. So some people will say, oh, that's a good thing. And we can go ahead and also project at this hour that Mike Lawler's district will be called for Mike Lawler. And that should be really no surprise. We'll go ahead and project a flip for Democrats. Scott Perry's seat will go Democratic. Okay? So far, Democrats have a net worth of 1. They need a net worth of 3 in order to win. In North Carolina 1, it's too close to call, along in Ryan McKenzie's seat. But what we can call is, of course, Ohio 9. Macy Culpature she's reached her ceiling. It's done for her. And it's likely that this state will be redistricted in Republicans' favor. So she's probably not running for re-election. She is old at age anyway. You also got Tom Barrett's seat's too close to call. We got Wisconsin. That seat's too close to call. We can make a projection that Democrats will pick up a seat. If Miller Meeks were to run, she will lose. That is what we are confident to project. Iowa 1, we want to believe, will go Democratic. All right? Okay, and we can go ahead and make a projection on Democrats will flip that Colorado seat that they lost 2 years ago. Okay, so they have a net worth of 2. They have to get a net worth of 3, and just because they breach 3, they can lose the net worth of 3 if Republicans flip more seats. So they got to keep it at 3. That's the deal. If they can keep it at 3, Democrats will win. But right now they have a net worth of 2. And they still have a lot of work to go. We can go ahead and project that Arizona, those 2 seats, will go for the Republicans at the end of the night. Not really of a pickup, but Republicans are past breach 200. All right, those are the seats we will call for this hour. It's now 11 p.m. Okay, California. Let's make a projection. California, all but 2 will be called. Okay? David Tran seats, too close to call. Go ahead and call these seats. Relatively Republican. I know a lot of Democrats are threatening to redistrict California, but the problem with that is I think that's just a childish threat to me, because this is an independent commission, which was established by California voters on the ballot measure. And I think Gavin Newsom knows that that would just hurt him in general. It's not going to help you for your presidential primary, Newsom. So I wouldn't even bother. But yeah, it's not, and plus California is already gerrymandered already. I think Gavin Newsom's using this just to throw something on the wall, throw spaghetti on the wall and see what sticks. But that's pretty much what he's doing. But this is what you're getting for California. California map here. In Oregon, which is very districted in favor of Democrats, we'll go ahead and project those seats. You also got the state of Washington, that being projected also very favorable for Dems. All right. We'll also call that 3rd district, seeing that Perez is very liked there, along with Idaho. All right. You got quite the seats called. Both of the 2 respective parties are neck and neck, actually. As we continue on to the 12 o'clock hour, we are ready to make a projection that Republicans will carry Alaska. That's not really a surprise given. You got the state of Hawaii going for Democrats. No surprise. Republicans leading by 1. Democrats do have a chance, as we have the remaining 8 districts to call. Let's go ahead and start with we'll start off with the 4th district of New York. We can call that for the incumbent Democrat there, although it is pretty much up in the air. Northampton County, I do think Ryan McKenzie could very much lose, mainly because he has to fight for the propensity vote. And I mean, I can check to see who he's running against, or if they have anyone running in this said race. We can actually look it up here. But I mean, if he's running against a good candidate, then I don't think he has a good shot. I mean, let's be honest. This is a low propensity state. You have a good governor running for re-election, and you also have a low propensity state for said Republican. So it's kind of difficult to actually determine if Ryan McKenzie actually has a chance in that situation. But I'm not going to say, he could possibly lose, or I'm not going to go ahead and say that. We just really need to check if he's running against someone who's good. Susan Wild's not running. You also got here District 7. Yeah, it's pretty much tossed up. You got the Democrats running. You got 2 main Democrats. You got Lamont McClure. He is a Northampton County executive. You also got Carl Orlando Durstein. who is a member of the Pennsylvania Advisory Commission on Latino Affairs. So Ryan McKenzie is, of course, was a part of the Pennsylvania House of Representatives, so that obviously helped him there. I possibly think he's going to get it, make it through. It's kind of hard though, because he mostly benefited due to the Trump vote. Will they do good this time around? I'm not so sure. So I'm just going to say, as of right now, due to the low propensity, Republicans being more low propensity in Pennsylvania, that Ryan McKenzie will narrowly lose his re-election and Democrats take the lead. It hurts me to do that, but that's what it's looking like right now. We can also make a projection that Don Davis, I want to believe his name is, he will win re-election as of right now. It's actually very possible that Democrats could take home victory. And it's a narrow race. But looking here, we got Ohio. We got this district in Ohio. I think Amelia Sykes is going to lose, which brings Republicans back to the level there. Tom Barrett's district being Michigan. Michigan's very bad for Republicans. They're just hard to turn out. I think I'm preparing for Tom Barrett to lose. Democrats just need one more and they will win. And you look at Van Orden, he's a very bad runner, but he is the incumbent. He might have a run again. It really does depend, but as of right now, there's no real indications that he's going to lose, so we'll go ahead and call this district for him. We're going to go ahead and call the said district. Okay, last two more districts, and that is in California. Now, remember the banana peel effect. You could have David Tran slip on the banana peel and lose, but David Tran is pretty popular. He is a good candidate in general. So I hate to do this, but we are going to make a projection that Democrats will win the House of Representatives in 2026. That said, however, good news for Republicans. Republicans will pick up Mr. What's it called? What's his name? Blanking on it. Shoot. His name is, he will take out Adam Gray. Yes, Adam Gray is losing as of right now. We're still keeping that. So apparently Democrats don't need at least 3. They need at least 2, because the margin from 6 to 4 is just 2. So Democrats lead by just one seat. And I guess this isn't necessarily bad. Hakeem Jeffries gets his speakership, but hang on. What if these Texas maps go into effect? Does Hakeem Jeffries still have a case? You can actually go ahead and make an argument and say that this is best case scenario for Hakeem Jeffries and the Democrats. This is your blue wave in the House of Representatives, but is there a blue wave if you get those new maps? Good question, because if you flip the 5 proposed seats, you flip this district, which is proposed to flip, you also flip this district, and you flip this district, guess what? It all goes away because Republicans win by 222 districts. And we have yet to actually know and to understand how Ohio's going to go. You might have Cincinnati go red. It used to be Republican district. It used to be kind of gerrymandered in there. Then it would be 223. But right now, let's just go ahead and call it for what it is. So, yes, it would kind of go borderline there. And Democrats would pick up 6. Actually, Republicans would gain the net worth, actually. They lose the net worth by 7, 8, 9, 3. Republicans plus 3. And that's bad because in order for Democrats to win the House of Representatives, they need Democrats +2 at least in order to win. 2 points. And with these maps, you can understand why Democrats are panicking right now when it comes to these. When it comes to this right now. But anyway, what do you guys think in regards to this video? First win for the Democrats. I know it's not going to be happy for anyone, but I am optimistic with these maps, which obviously gives us a much better reason to be happy with the Texas map. So anyway, what do you guys think in regards to this video? Let me know down below. And as always, I'll see you all in the next political episode.